Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. As Buhari, Ahmed Lawal, Gbajagbamila seek solution. Protesters plan total lockdown. Of course, they are not feeling the effects yet. If they are feeling it, we will know. Buhari will address us. He will address us. He came to our states, every state, almost every state. Let me not make it ambiguous. Maybe he didn't visit some states, but I remember precisely in my own state, Buhari was there to campaign that we should vote for him, especially at the initial 2015. Okay, he was in almost the 36 states of the federation, speaking to people, telling them what APC will do and what have you. Today the case is different. For him to speak to Nigerians, Femi Adesina said Buhari does not have to speak to Nigerians, one of his aides. So this is what you get, okay? Good for you. This is what you get. You cannot address us, but you can ask us to vote for you. Anyway, you will get the tip of the iceberg. This is just a tip of the iceberg. When the rain really falls, you will get soaked. You are not soaked. It is called showers, okay? This is just it's just drizzling. It has not rained. So you still have the potential of walking and people not knowing that rain fell. But when the rain actually falls, my brother, you will feel the heat. Yesterday, we brought you a news that Buhari, Ahmed Lawal, Gbajagbamila were seeking solution and they had an emergency meeting. Well, we've not heard from the report of their emergency meeting. Anyway, my people, the protest is taking a new turn because major cities in the country will be locked down. Initially they put us in lockdown between March and July, but we are the one putting them on a lockdown. That's the new term. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into the news and get all the details. As mass action grounds various parts of the country yesterday, Nigerians have been told to brace up for the mother of all shut down as the NSAS entered day 13. In Delta yesterday, movements in and around Warri and its environs were crippled for several hours as protesters launched lay siege on both Efrun and DSC roundabouts to continuation of their demand for the holistic reform of the police force. The story was the same in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Kaduna, Jos, and other major cities across the country. NSAP's group have been protesting. Alleged police is not alleged. It's my dear. Please remove that alleged. Kosi alleged. Okay. So we have been protesting police brutality. Protesters at inception came with 5 demands, including that all arrested protesters be released and justice should be given to the deceased victim of SARS, including compensation to their families. They equally demanded an independent committee to oversee the investigation and prosecution of any member of SARS found guilty of extra killing in the country. They demanded that all personnel of the disbanded SARS undergo psychological medical evaluation as well as retraining before they should be deployed to any other special service of the police. The protesters also demanded that the salaries of the police should be increased in a manner that will equip and compensate for protecting lives and properties of citizens in the country. According to a program announced in Sorosoko Radio. That's the new radio for NSAS. So it's SOROSOKE. That's our radio. Please follow us. It's online platform, dedicated to the protesters. But that's what is going on now. Would hold simultaneously in several cities, location across the country. However, President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday met with Senate President Ahmed Lawal and Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajagbamila to review the ongoing protests and find fastest way to implement the protesters' 5 point. My dear, it's no longer 5 point, it's now 7 points. In fact, we need a total reform, okay? I'm going to get back to the news. The news continues, guys. Listen, have you heard of the salary of one senator? We have 360 in the country. House representative members, do you know how many there are? 360. One person is receiving 29 million in a month. Go and investigate. One person. One. You see the whole, whatever part of Nigeria you are from, you have a community. The whole teachers in your community, the whole doctor's salary is not up to one Senate or House of Representative member salary. For 1 month, not be per annum, 1 month. One. So you can see why they are oblivious to what is really going on. And they keep increasing price of fare. For who? Because they can send their children abroad, so they don't care if ASU is on strike for a year. I went to school, started school for 6 months. ASU was on strike. How many years course became how many? Not because you have a carryover, not because you did not finish at time you're supposed to finish, but the year you are you're supposed to have that course plus X. X being ASU being on strike in this country. But their children, Buhari's children, reliable source from the wife of his bone, the bone of his wife, if you get what I mean. Yeah, schools in London where there is no strike, some of the best schools in the world, have equal opportunity to all their counterparts all around the world, can speak confidently. Then what do you leave the other people with? You come into office taking the Bible or the Quran and Nigerian constitution on the other hand, swearing an oath of service to the people. You are all liars. And most of them, my people, are murderers. Let's continue with the news. Speaking to journalists on the end of the meeting at the presidential official residence in Abuja, Lawal determined that it was a trying moment for the government. What trying moment? You guys don't get it yet. You don't get it. He pointed out that the youth have made their legitimate demand and the government have listened. And have listened to, you haven't listened. If you've listened, you will respond. He therefore called on the youth to halt the protest so that government could have sufficient time. You have 13 days. If it's to discuss how B-boys will be given scholarship to go and study abroad, carry them with our Air Force in this country, put them in the place where they displace people from. It will be a convenient meeting for the Senate and the House of Representatives to declare Nigerian money to build a railway into Niger and the Chad Republic. It will be quickly, you see yourself. Let's continue. Lawal said the first demand was to end SARS, which President Muhammadu Buhari in a usual manner addressed himself. I want to thank Mr. President for exhibiting his very deep democratic constitutional rights. The protests have gone for over 10 days. Probably today is the 11th day. See, it's not even aware. Can't be bothered, right? It is not counting. It's losing count across many states in the country. I think the protesters have expressed their legitimate rights, and government has listened. And we will act. And we will meet with the president to review the situation and see the roles the two arms of government have played in ensuring that the 5-point demands of the protesters are properly addressed. Where the legislative intervention will be required, we are ready to move in and deal with such expenditure to ensure that we do not waste any time. So we will address the concerns of our youth, whether the executive role is expected. We are sure that the executive will also be expected to take some actions. We are ready to meet the demands of the youths. Well, that's Femi Gbajik Mamila. Tell me what you think. God bless you.